All right, welcome back, Lake Effect Sports, new show. And once again, the Indians are red hot. Uh, we've been telling everyone all year, hop on the train when you can. And it's leaving the station because the Indians are good. They're good at baseball. Matt, let's give a little week recap, basically.
So far through this week, the Indians have just been on a hot streak. They continue that hot streak that's been happening since the Royal Series, and right now it's just they're one of the four best teams in baseball in terms of record. They're like 600, like they have the fourth best record, and they just keep rolling, man. It's incredible.
Yeah. Last night was, again, another one of those great games where it was just good. Zach Plesac is 100% back. He went 7 no-hit innings, gave up 2 in the 8th, but who cares? 2 runs. My biggest takeaway from last night was we scored 4 early runs, and those 4 runs, they felt like 20.
Yeah, it was just like a workman-like type of game. Like Plesac did his job for 8 innings. The offense just did enough in the early part to get like knock around the rookie pitcher that was there, like Logan Gilbert. I mean, you got to do that when you have that opportunity. So that was good to see. So it was definitely a good game yesterday.
Everyone but Clase. Clase, last couple starts, he's really not had the best of control. Or not starts, outings. So if he can kind of just dial in a little more, and it's not like he's giving up runs, so it's hard to be real mad at him, but the innings have been a lot rougher, that's for sure.
Yeah, the only thing right now that seems to be like it's the things that are out of his control in a sense, because like the walks, it's not like the batters are like adjusting to him. It's more like himself is like causing his own issues, or the people around him, like the errors that we've talked about constantly. And the walks have now become a bit of an issue, but yet the batters have not been able to like make decent contact. So it's just more on him to get back into the same place he was earlier in the year.
I don't know if you kind of agree, but it feels he's been a lot more picky with his pitches. He's not at the beginning of the year. He was going straight at batters. It was those quick 10-pitch innings where strike, strike, strike. You better get up and be ready to swing. Batters now have been a lot more patient with him and have really made him work counts now.
I can agree in a sense, because like with what they've been doing, they've been taking him to the opposite field. That's the hardest contact that he's been giving up. And now he's kind of trying to be more fine when really he doesn't have to be that. But being that this is his first full year as a closer, which is crazy to think, but like he's still learning how to close. So like he's going to have learn how to adjust on the fly when things don't go right away. Like we see Karinchak now, he's been able to kind of adjust on the fly in his outings. Clase just needs to be able to manufacture that control when he needs it. That's my take on it.
Yeah, speaking of Karinchak, he's just been unreal this year. The ERA speaks for itself, but he's got a whip of 0.5 right now. He's not walking batters. He's not giving up hits. He is just unreal. It's like 18 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's one of the best relief pitchers in baseball.
Yeah, the dude's like leading all relievers in strikeouts. He's been incredible. Like, and this was a guy that we were kind of worried about because of his control, but he's put those things to rest. And like, he's just been awesome to watch. Like that like extra inning moment where he basically just shut down the Cubs and pretty much just like pumped up everybody up into the next like half of the inning. Like, dude, that was so fun to watch that.
Yeah, I was lucky to be at that game, and we were right behind the Indians dugout. And when he's just screaming, jumping up, right, it was one of the coolest like game moments I've been at in a long time. Just being back in the stadium, it was so awesome. And kind of speaking of that, Ohio on June 2nd, they've waived their all their mandates. And how many fans do you think Indians are going to start bringing into games now? We're at 30%. Do they go straight to 100 with the no mandate, or do you think it's something closer to like 60?
I just saw that the Reds just pretty much opened up completely. So I think if they're doing it, the Indians are going to do that once like June 2nd rolls around. So totally, man. And I think they will probably get back to maybe like 15 or 20,000 if that's the case.
Yeah, the only problem is that's Kentucky. We're actually in Ohio, so different rules.
That's true. Like Cincinnati is not Ohio. That's definitely Kentucky.
It's not like whenever someone asks like what are the big cities like in Ohio, I'm like, all right, so we got like Cleveland, Columbus, like there's Toledo, it's kind of smaller. Like there's Youngstown by me, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, it's Cincinnati. I'm like, that's the other one. I'm like, yeah, but that's Kentucky.
Yeah. That's pretty much just, yeah, it's on the border. It's pretty much not even Ohio. Like they put chili on their spaghetti. It's weird down there.
That's disgusting. That is so gross. I don't like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Who puts, yeah, I don't get that at all, but whatever.
Why is your city's biggest flex chili too? That's so lame.
Like on spaghetti of all things. Like what sounds so appealing about that?
Isn't there like chocolate in it too?
Chocolate? I
Yeah.
hope not. That sounds even worse.
I don't know. I thought they'd do something with that too. I don't know. Maybe I just heard that, and maybe someone was lying about it. I'm like, that it just makes sense for Kentucky. But
Yep.
all
Kentucky right there. That's definitely something they would do.
right. Well, let's get into our 3 stars of the week. Who went first last week? I don't even remember. I haven't recorded in a few days. We missed a recording because of me. But who goes first? I think it's you.
I think it's me this week.
Yeah.
So let's go with Ahmed Rosario. Like that,
Look, he stole it from me. Stole it.
he was pretty much the offense the one game that you went to. Like he scored the one RBI and then he hit the walk-off with the bases loaded. So that's my number one for the week.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stick just because I was at the game. Karen Shack, when he came in, that was some of the most electric baseball ever. I'm glad that he's not giving up home runs because if he does, people will be giving it right back to him. When you act like that, just beware. Especially when a big name guy might knock one off him, and he eventually will. He's never gonna just keep being the best, giving up 0 runs ever. It's baseball. When he does, I'm very nervous that he's not going to behave and act very well. He bites his glove when he gives up a single. I don't know what he's going to be doing if he actually gives up a real big hit.
I imagine he's just going to toss the ball over the stands like Trevor Bauer did if something completely went off the rails. But yeah, like I don't expect him to be perfect, but I just feel like he's just going to completely like just implode one day, and I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, not at all. All right, who you got for number 2?
For number 2, generic one. I'll go Jose.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jose has just been clutch as ever. He's probably going to be in the MVP race again, and now he's leading the AL in home runs. So he's my number 2.
Yeah, that was actually who I was thinking of taking next. I'll go Plesac. He gave us 2 great starts. He gave up, I think, 3 runs in his 2 games this past week. What more can you ask for the guy? There's nothing. I mean, he was great baseball, throwing strikes. It was weird too in that Seattle game. That first inning, he gave up 23 pitches, and it wasn't even like he was going that poorly because he went first 2 batters in 6-7 pitches. Then he just struggled walking a couple batters, very unlike him, and then he just settled in and was dialed in that entire time as well.
Yeah, he had that. It's just one of those feelings where everything was working like until it wasn't. Like in the 8th inning, he was just perfect for those 7 innings.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, we've been flying through him. Who you got for 3?
For 3, let's see. You know what? I'll go Caesar. He's starting to heat up a little bit. He had like a bases clearing triple, and he had that one double that set up the Ahmed Rosario game tying RBI. So he's starting to heat up a little bit, which is great to see.
Yeah. I'm gonna go last. Not necessarily the best player on the team this week. I mean, you kind of almost have to go pitcher since he already took all the batters. I mean, who am I supposed to take to be like a nailer? And he did have that great catch. I'm not going to give it to him. I'm going to go Henches. He had his first ever start, and he wasn't perfect, but he was good. And he gave us enough to win. And when I thought it was going to be more of a bullpen game for us there, he was able to stretch it out and save the bullpen some. And just also like mini shout outs for Sandlin. He did give up a run, but he's been still looking very good. Shaw came in, closed up a game, and it's been just great in general. So just the bullpen and Henches. And I think he might even be moving into a number 4 spot if we can stretch him to closer to 100 pitches, because I don't love McKenzie.
Yeah, I definitely understand there, but the stuff is there with Henges, and like what we saw like was a lot better than what he was in Kansas City. Like he looked more prepared, more ready to start, and you could see it. Like big lefty, 96 fastball and a curveball to beat. Man, like sky's the limit with him if he like is able to get everything right.
Yeah, I almost took away his 3rd star though because of how slow he moves. Oh my goodness. He just sits there and waits and waits. It was painful. I was like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, I was like listening to the game at work, and I noticed that Tom Hamilton was talking more than usual. I'm like, damn, why is it taking so long, like in between pitches? And then you texted me about Sam Henches, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense because he was so slow in between pitches, I didn't even realize it.
He was okay out of the windup, out of the stretch. It was unbearable. Oh, man, that was a long, long game.
He's pretty much the sloth chip that everybody said. Like, do you know what I mean? Just like,
yeah. All right, I'm gonna just automatic. I know the Cavs won a game. I'm waving the Cavs. I don't really want to talk about them. They've just frustrated me. Kevin Love again.
We can just put him in the corner. Yeah. Like let him. Yeah, just forget about that one.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to say about the Cavs before we go to the Browns?
Don't have much. Just go to Tankathon if you want to feel better. If you like, that's all I got.
Yeah. All right. So now let's talk about a real team, the Browns. I've got their schedule pulled up. Let's kind of talk through game by game.
Okay.
We'll do our predictions. We can have them here. Week 1, the game everyone's talking about, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a brutal week 1, and we get to have our streak continue at least. I think we can beat the Chiefs very much. It's not like some crazy idea to think we beat this Chiefs team. We almost beat them last year. We're better. They're better too. I don't want to take that away from them, but I think we lose in a barn burner, 42-31. I think they have a late score.
Yeah, I can agree. Like the defense won't be like completely ready. Like all these new moving pieces, you don't know who's going to be ready out the gate. So I could see that happening. Maybe a closer score, 35-27, but that's just me.
Yeah. All right. And we'll have to make sure we write these down after so we can compare to when the season's over. All right. Week 2, home, Houston Texans. They have shelled away their entire team. They had a terrible draft, and they may or may not have a quarterback. Feels like a kind of a trap game, but they're pretty bad. And I think our defense will be much more improved this year. I think we win easy, 34-17.
I can agree. Yeah, like the offense will just roll. The defense will look a lot better, like compared to the competition with the Texans. It's going to be like night and day. So it'll definitely be a great home opener when they come back into Cleveland.
All right, week 3, a pretty tough matchup with a Bears team that we don't know what they're going to be at this point. Are they still going to be rolling with Dalton? Because they said he's their starter. They drafted Justin Fields, and that's a lot of skill and talent to just not play. What do you think of score?
Score-wise, I mean, they've always had a great defense. Offense has kind of been shaky. So, like, if Dalton's there, it's a win. With Fields, maybe it's a little bit more competitive, but I still think it's a win. So, like, 27 to like 18, I think.
Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna give us a loss here. I want us to win, but I think we're gonna have a couple early season stumbles and then start moving on. I'm projecting us in the playoffs, but I'm gonna say a 24-20 loss. I think the offense has a weak game, and the Bears' run defense does enough to slow us down in that one. So 24. Okay. Week 3, Vikings. Again, they're kind of like those. Our first 4 games, a lot of changing and moving parts. This Vikings team has potential to be a phenomenal offense, and they have pieces and parts on the defense. I think we roll here after a bounce back. I'm saying we lose the week before. I'm saying 42-21. I think we beat them pretty easy this week.
Yeah, it all depends on how Kirk Cousins does. Like, he's not spectacular, but he's good enough. Like, it just depends on which one shows up. But I think it's probably going to be a win. I would say 32 to 21, something like that.
Week 5, Chargers. I'm going to make a bold predictions that the Chargers regress this year. I'm not high on Herbert like everyone else. Maybe that's because I'm sticking with my old take that he's not that great.
Okay.
I don't love how that team, I think they're a little overrated. I need to see something first from them. I'm saying 35-23.
Okay. I'm a little bit more higher than Herbert. I think he showed that he's more than capable of being a really good QB in this league. Just not sure how he's going to fare against the defense and so I'm thinking 27 to 19.
Yeah, I agreed. That's pretty similar. So week 6, Cardinals, they got a lot better. So they're a tricky team to pick. They brought in a lot of veterans. Are they going to take big steps backwards, or are they going to keep moving forward or even progress a little? Warm weather in Arizona, but it'll be in Cleveland, so it'll be a little cooler here. I like the Browns in this one still. I don't see a lot of losses coming the rest of the season, honestly. I think I only have really one more loss. I think we can beat this Cardinals team and beat them easy. A little lower scoring this time, though. I'm saying 24-10.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of going to flip it into a loss. I just feel like because of how explosive the Cardinals can be potentially, and I think they're due for a loss in my record. So I'm going to say 24-21. They just they went on a field goal.
Yeah. Broncos. They get Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to change the score prediction. But for now, they don't have Aaron Rodgers. And I think they're horribly coached. Who's their guy right now?
Was it I forgot who it was too. Was it for something I forgot.
It's an old white guy. Whoever he is, I think he's holding him back. And I don't think Drew Lock's any good. And they didn't go get a quarterback. I think we win easy. I'm saying a lot. I'm saying way too much we win easy. That's a terrible recipe. 42-17, though. I think that's our biggest win of the year.
Yeah, I can agree. Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock, this is probably going to be a bloodbath. It's probably going to be, for me, a 39-17 victory.
Yeah. All right, the big one. First time with the Steelers. I think it's a low-scoring game. That's what I'll say. I think both defenses show up, and it's just one of those grinded-out 21-17 wins where maybe whoever gets it last can drive it down and win this game. So 21-17 Browns.
Yeah, I definitely agree on the close take, because Steeler games are always grinds. They, no matter which team it is, they always try to play tough, like an AFC North team always does. But I think they win this one 24-20.
Yeah. All right. Next up, the Bengals. And I think it's going to be another grinded out type of game. This Bengals team, they're not great, but we don't play the Bengals very well. Either we blow them out or it's a burner. So I'm saying 28-25 in this one.
Yeah, I kind of get a shootout vibe like it was last year, because the Bengals, they might not be good, but they have all those weapons. And Joe Burrow, he just throws it around the yard to those guys. They'll cause issues, but I think I'm going to spoil a little bit, but I'll say it's a season sweep of the Bengals for me. So it's I say 35 to 28.
Yeah. All right, next up, the Pats. Everyone's high on the Patriots. They went and brought in some signings. They got a couple guys back. I'm just going to say it. I don't think they really did anything crazy. They got okay signings, but in the NFL, usually when you overpay for those okay guys, they don't tend to work out. Yeah, how many teams do you hear going into free agency to save their team, except the Buccaneers because they got Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time? That's a little bit different than picking up Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, it's like if you don't like me at my 7 and 9, you're not gonna love me at my 8 and 9. With this extra game. So yeah, it just reeks of mediocrity. It feels like Bill's just trying to like chase some type of like satisfaction from everybody. Like, I don't need Tom, guys. Trust me. Look at all these new toys I got. Look at Mac Jones that I just picked. By the way, Bill, why? Just why? But yeah, this is probably going to be a Browns win for me.
I think. Don't say win easy, Drew. Don't. Yeah, I said 2 close games the week before. We can win this one easy, 35-20.
Yep. Yeah, 35-12 for me.
Okay. All right, we got the worst team in football next, the Detroit Lions.
All right.
Blowout. I'm not even going to give a score. We're blowing them out. Sorry, Riley. That's my roommate. We're blowing them out.
Yep, the Great Lake Classic is coming back to the Browns, and we're going to put a 40 burger on them. I don't even have to give out a score, just a 40 burger.
Yep, that's fine by me. All right, at Ravens. This is the toughest part of the schedule. You go at Ravens, by Ravens home. That is brutal.
Yeah, it is brutal.
It doesn't get easier with Raiders, Packers, Steelers after that. This is brutal. I think we split this one. I think they're both burners. I think we lose this one 42-38, and I think we win the next one in a little bit lower scoring, 31-27.
Yeah, for me, I think we split. I'll go 38-30 for the first one, Browns, and then Ravens. It's a bit of a like they pull away like 35-27, something like that.
And next up, the Vegas Raiders. That's weird to say still. I see us kind of just dropping this one. I think we're going to be looking ahead towards Packers and Steelers and forget how talented this Raiders offense and improved defense is. I think we drop this one. I think it's going to be our worst loss of the year, 35-22.
I mean, I don't.
34-22. 34-22.
Okay. Yeah, I think they avenged the game from last year, that the whole fluky weather and stuff like that was the only reason that they lost. So I say 30-20.
Okay. All right, Packers. I'm going to give you 2 scores. The one with Aaron Rodgers, the one without Aaron Rodgers. With Aaron Rodgers, I say we beat them. 35-34. That's going to be the game that everyone talks about at the end of the year. Like, remember that Browns-Packers game? That's that game with Aaron Rodgers. Without Aaron Rodgers, it's not going to be that game. I say we win 42-17. No, 42-24.
Okay. Yeah, with Aaron Rodgers, I think, Aaron Rodgers puts on one of those magical, like, last-minute drives like he always does. We lose by 3, like 30-27, and without with Jordan Love or whoever, it's going to be 27-10. Like, it's just a grinded out workman like win.
Definitely. All right. We already talked about we think the Bengals are going to lose at home week 17 or week 18. But week 17, we got at Pittsburgh. This is one of those games. We both have us, I think, at 4 losses right now, right?
I think so, yeah.
We're at 4 losses. This feels like one of those must-win games, not necessarily from the Steelers. I think the Steelers is a must-win to keep their playoff hopes alive, and this is us a must-win to win the division. And I think we win it. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to sweep the Steelers this year. I think we're going to go
Amazing.
I think we go 5-1 against the division. I'm not high on the Steelers team. I don't think they got better this offseason. You didn't get any O-line help, really. And I don't think Najee Harris is this magic fix to the run game when you still don't have an O-line, and your O-line got worse.
Definitely agree. They just feel like a team that's just put their head in the sand and pretty much said, Big Ben's our guy. Let's try to go on one more run, and if that doesn't work, we'll figure something else out. But yeah, like they're going to probably be around 500. They're not going to be like completely tanking. That's never how the Steelers are. So I think they win like 24-17, kind of like that last. It kind of similar to what it was like last season at the end of the year, except with all the starters.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think Stars play the first half against the Bengals, easy win. That's it.
Yep. Just another win on that one.
All right. That's our preview and prediction for Browns season. What else you got? Anything? Any other sports news?
None that I can think of. No.
Golf, soccer. That's not a real sport.
The only one I think of that everybody's been talking about is the Kentucky Derby thing. Like Medea's Spirit was caught with a steroid, and they've been kind of talking about it the last 3 days. Like I think even Bull and Fox had to bring on a horse racing expert about it. Like dude, the whole thing is weird. Like this guy
running in the next race because it's at the next track. I heard.
Apparently
a mistake.
Yeah, apparently he's still eligible to run the race, but like they haven't really decided to strip him of the Kentucky Derby title or not. So it's just in this weird like limbo. Like,
well, I'm betting on it in the next race if it's on steroids.
Oh man, I can only imagine all the people that bet on the second place horse and are kind of just like, well, do I get the money now? Like what's happening? It's like,
my favorite was Big Cat put out a tweet of his he had Medina. He finally won the Derby for like his first time ever, and he put out the Jim Calhoun, not a dime back. Highest person in Connecticut, not a dime back.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, if you won with Medina Spirit, yeah, you're not taking your money back. There's no way. And I think
not a dime back. That's what I would say. Not a dime back.
Sorry, that's what it says on the score sheet right here. My horse won. Sorry, man. I don't know what to say.
All right, I think that was a pretty good way to close out the show. We might try some new things next show too, but we don't know. For now, thank you guys for watching. Check us out: Twitter, TikTok. Subscribe on YouTube. Rate 5 stars wherever you're watching this podcast. All right, see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace out.